Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the IACAC College Admission College Fair. This evening, we have great panelists who will be speaking about their great universities. In the meantime, as you are all entering this session, you will see that you are on mute and your video is turned off as well. Don't let this stop you from asking our great panelists questions. You may do so by clicking the Q&A option at the bottom of the screen. And please address the school directly if you have a specific question for one school. Similar to this session you are part of tonight, you can sign up for other sessions as well for tomorrow evening, and you may do so on our website. Also, today's session will be recorded and it will be made available online in about tomorrow or 2 business days. So without further ado, I would like to start off with our first institution, Worcester Polytech. So thank you again and have a good one.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Kara O'Connell. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am the representative for Worcester Polytechnic Institute, or WPI. So Worcester Polytechnic Institute, we're located in Worcester, Massachusetts, which you can see right here is right in the middle of Massachusetts. We're the second largest city in New England, about an hour from Boston, so a little ways away from here, but definitely not too far. WPI, as you can probably guess from the name, is a STEM-focused institution. So of our 50+ degree programs, 12 of them are actually within engineering. So those include degrees such as mechanical engineering, robotics engineering, aerospace engineering, and more. We also have a very popular computer science and data science program, a full school of business, and about 30 or so other majors that you can choose from. But 20% of our students enroll undecided. It's completely okay to not know exactly what you want to do at the time of enrollment at WPI. We have a 13:1 student to faculty ratio and offer students the opportunity to double major or to add a minor, as well as to pursue their master's degree while they're doing their bachelor's. So if you're interested in doing 2 degrees, you definitely can do that as well. We're a small to medium university with about 4,500 undergraduate students. Of that, about 10% of our undergraduate population is international students, and about 40% of our population are women. We offer the opportunity for students to do interdisciplinary research in labs as undergraduates, and we have a 95% retention rate from first year to sophomore year. Something unique about WPI is something we call the WPI plan. This is how we divvy up our academics and how we deliver an education at our university. The first piece is that most universities have 2 semesters, and at WPI instead we have 4 7-week terms. In each of these terms, you'll take 3 full classes, and it'll really give you the chance to dive deep into that material, get to know your professors really well, and really focus in on those 3 classes at a time. It's also nice because you get a couple extra breaks during the year. So you do have about a week off between most of our terms, and then a nice month off for winter break, and actually about 4 months off for the summer. During the summer, you can take classes still if you would like to, or most of our students will do things like internships or start a co-op. We also have no failing grades at WPI. If you do not receive the credit to get a C or better in a course, you'll receive what's called an NR, or a no record. This is to encourage our students to try new things, to take different risks, and it really goes along with our flexible curriculum. So again, if you come here and you decide to try out a class that you've never tried before and it doesn't go well, you don't have to worry that it's going to ruin everything. Instead, you just have that NR policy to fall back on. I also want to highlight our global projects program at WPI. Study abroad is something that's built into every student's curriculum if you'd like to take that opportunity to do so. For us, study abroad is actually doing a global project, and these projects count for 3 courses worth of credit. So you can take a full 7-week term, typically in your junior year, and go to one of these 50+ project centers across the globe and do a project for credit. WPI is all about that project-based hands-on work, and we do offer students up to $5,000 in additional scholarship to put towards this opportunity. In terms of career resources, over 400 companies come and recruit on our campus every year for things like paid internships, paid co-ops, as well as jobs for after college. We are ranked number 5 for college career services by the Princeton Review, and the average starting salary of our students from the class of 2019 was about $72,000. Some notable employers include Amazon Robotics, Google, Facebook, Boeing, NASA, and more. So if you're interested in that, there's a lot more info on our website. For campus life, we're a residential campus. First year housing is guaranteed and 62% of our total student body lives on campus. We are a Division III school and we have 20 varsity sports teams. We also have 40 plus club and intramural sports. So if you want to stay active, there's definitely opportunity to do that. We do have over 250 clubs and organizations as well. To apply, we are on the Common Application. We need to see your transcript and 2 letters of recommendation. For our international students who are non-native English speakers, we also do need to see proof of English proficiency. We are test optional. We have been since 2007. So for WPI, you do not have to submit test scores, and not submitting will never negatively impact your application. We also offer personal interviews for juniors starting in the late spring of your junior year and into the fall of your senior year. And there's no fee to apply to WPI. All of these fun dates and deadlines are available on our website. For scholarships, 97% of our students do receive financial assistance. There's no separate application process. For merit-based aid, you're automatically considered. And then for need-based aid, we require the FAFSA and the CSS profile for domestic students. And for international students, we require just the CSS profile. So I know that was a lot of information to throw at you all at once, but please feel free to follow us on social media. This is a great way to get to know a little bit more about our students. At WPI_CK is actually our tour guide program. So they do student takeovers and really give you the chance to look into the campus a little bit more specifically. And if you're looking for a pre-college program, we also offer those. I definitely recommend you check out our Frontiers program. And the last thing that I'll share is just this nice above shot of our campus, which is right in the middle of this photo. We're right next to this beautiful park, and you can see the city skyline of Worcester in the background. So thank you so much for listening, and I will pass it off to the next university.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have John Wood Community College.
All right. Well, thank you very much. My name is Matt Bilgrey. I'm an admissions advisor here at John Wood, located in beautiful Quincy, Illinois, right on the belly button of Illinois, so west central Illinois, right on the river. A couple things to highlight about John Wood. Let me click through here. We were ranked #1 on online community college in the state of Illinois in 2019, as well as the second safest community college in the country in that same timeline. So we're really excited about those accolades. But there's really 3 things that we want you to know about John Wood. We're going to help you find your path. We're going to help you save a ton of money while doing that. And then we're also going to set you up for success down the road. Okay. And that'd be with any community college, but specifically John Wood. So helping you find your path. Something that's different from high school to college is that there's a lot more flexibility, a lot more opportunities to blaze your own trail, and like I said, find your own path. Some students want to go to a 4-year option and then go on to grad school, maybe become a doctor. Some students are like, hey, I really don't want to go to school for a long period of time. Maybe they do a welding program for 16 weeks or a year long, and they go into a trade. Something like that. And so we work with a wide variety of students. If you want to transfer, if you know what you want to do, if you don't know what you want to do, but there's so many different options out there, and a community college is a great place for you to get that those first couple gen eds out of the way, those first year or two at a much more affordable rate. Typically that's that way you have that flexibility. We do have career and technical programs, like I mentioned, like welding, electrical, HVAC. If you wanted to go into nursing, obviously with COVID, nursing's become more and more popular in those healthcare related fields. Or we have the bachelor program, if you wanted to go anywhere in the country, Purdue, Mizzou, Quincy University. I went to Mississippi State. I had friends that went to the University of Alaska. You name it, we can help figure out a plan to get you there. Whether you're here for a year, whether you're here for 6 months, or even 2 years or 3 years, everybody's path's a little bit different. And we're here to, like I said, here to help you figure that out and save you a ton of money while you're doing it. Big thing that I'll say is look at the total price of what your school is, and then kind of work from there. There's so many different types of schools out there, whether that's public school, private school, trade school, community college, and know that that price that they have on that website or on that brochure that you're looking at is per year. So for every year that you're in school, you're going to have to pay that price. If it's a 4-year program, then hey, that's how much it's going to be all 4 years. Or if it's 2 years, that's how much you're going to have to pay. And so we've created this worksheet to help you kind of nail those down, compare apples to apples. Schools that cost more money can generally offer you more scholarships. So you may be getting a $15,000 scholarship to a $30,000 school. That's great, but you may have a $15,000 bill that you're going to have to figure out how to come up with that, whether that's loans or paying out of pocket, you name it. A school that doesn't cost as much, say like a community college or even a public school, whatever, maybe it costs you $7,000 or $8,000 and they can only give you $1,000. But that $1,000 off still is pretty comparable versus that private school. Not to say those schools are any better or any worse, but just look at that total cost. One thing to be aware of is that schools will sometimes throw loans into your student aid report that you get as far as your financial award letter. Do not include that in there because loans are going to be something that you're going to have to pay back down the road. You may not have to pay it when you enroll in August, but that is going to be a cost to you down the road. When I was graduating from Mississippi State, I transferred from John Wood. I had to think, and I was walking across the stage at graduation. I was thinking about how much I invested in my education versus somebody else did who was getting that same degree. Everybody's paying a little bit different amount based on what their path was, like we talked about. And so just be aware of that. Be aware of the big picture. My diploma is hanging in my office, and it doesn't say a darn tootin' thing about me going to John Wood. It says Bachelor of Business Administration from Mississippi State University. It doesn't say anything, like I said, about John Wood. So you get the same piece of paper. You can do it a lot more affordable, whether you're at a community college for a year, a semester, or 2 years. Think about it like that. And then lastly, we're going to set you up for success. These are just a few of our success stories. I don't want to go into every single one of them, but Sebastian Francis, he went through our engineering program, transferred to Purdue, no problem. Now he's working for NASA. I think that's pretty cool to say that I wouldn't say he's necessarily a rocket scientist, but he's pretty close. We have Greg Havermeal. He was a doctor. So he kind of broke that myth that you have to go to a big 4-year school to get into grad school or medical school. He went to John Wood first, and then now he's a local doctor. Katie Richard was at John Wood for a year, transferred out because she knew exactly what she wanted to do, and she wanted to work for the FBI. Jonathan Rathbun, he knew he didn't want to go to school for a long period of time, and so he chose to go through CAD and got job offers within his first year. And so I know that's a lot of information in a little bit of time, but we're going to help you find your path, save you a ton of money, and set you up for success. And we would love to connect with you. Here's our contact information. I know it's quick, but thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Franklin College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Myron Duff, and I am officially the Associate Director of Multicultural Recruitment at Franklin College in Indianapolis, Indiana. And before we get started, what we'd like to do is just kind of give you a little, show you a little video of our campus. I guess our audio might not be working right now, but we thought we'd give you just an overview of how nice our campus is. Since we know many of you, particularly during this time, you definitely don't want to come to Indianapolis right now. We're about to get about a foot of snow right now, but we do have a beautiful campus, and we are excited about just how nice our campus is, and the trees, the access to different buildings, the interactions that students have, the shrubbery, just the history that's connected with the campus. We're just really excited about and proud and take a lot of pride in how nice our campus looks. And so we wanted you, even though right now we know you can't visit the campus, we wanted you to be able to see how nice our campus is before we got started. And we are very proud of our Franklin College campus in Franklin, Indiana. The Spurlock Center, that's where a lot of our athletics take place. Client Hall, one of our residence halls on campus. That's our main building. It's called Old Main, where a lot of our administrative offices are. in some of the classrooms there. And there's our theater. So a lot of offices there. There's a music hall, just a lot of different things that you see on campus. There's our campus center, that's where we eat. And the great thing about our campus center, you run into a lot of faculty there because our campus is pretty small. You run into each other. So we're very proud of our campus, and we want to be able to display that for you at this particular moment. So we're excited about that. There's me. Again, my name is Myron Duff. I'm the Associate Director of Multicultural Recruitment. My colleague, Weston Deshawn, is on. He's the one that's flipping through everything. Just wanted to kind of give you an idea of if you decide to come to Franklin College, I'm a very personable person. So the one great thing you get about coming to Franklin College is you get someone to really help you with the transition from high school to college and hold your hand. So that's me right there. Next. All right, so these are some of the programs that we offer. One of the great things about coming to Franklin College is you do have these programs. All of these programs here, we have 2 graduate programs that are some of the best in the country. But one of the things that we really like about that you get by coming to Franklin College, or the advantages, is even if you don't know what you want to do, we have a lot of resources available to you in case you just don't know what you want to do right now. So, you know, I get it. I understand being 18, can't always figure it all out immediately when you get there, but you have about 1.5 years to 2 years before you really take a deep dive to try to determine if what you want to do right now, you haven't figured that out. And so that's the advantage. That's the great thing about being at Franklin College. You don't have to have it all figured out. We have things in place to help you with that. Some of our great programs I want to point out quickly are business, journalism. Our math programs are all excellent. Our psychology program, and you see our 2 master's programs in athletic training and physician assistance. Next. One of the other great thing about coming to Franklin College is, of course, we're about 1,000 students on campus. We're just south of Indianapolis, just east of Indianapolis. You can get to downtown Indianapolis from our campus in about 20 minutes. But the great thing about our campus is our faculty are very involved with students. Many of our faculty participate not only in outside of the classroom experiences, but you'll connect with faculty. Faculty will connect with you even after you graduate to support you, to share with you what opportunities that they have available as well. So that's the great thing about Franklin College, is faculty are involved very much so. 100% of our students, you will participate in an internship. And because of the way our semesters are structured, you'll be able to participate on the college, internships. Most students particularly participate in more than one internship, and that's a great advantage. These are some, but we have many more. Next. We are Division III. About 50% of our students actually are athletes. And actually, that's gone up here recently. Used to be 40%. So about half the campus is involved in athletic activities, and that shows a commitment that the university has not only to academics or athletics, but academics as well. And our academics are set up to support both, so you can thrive in both. Next. Oh, and so we have our Grizz, our Grizz gaming that will be set up this coming fall. Games such as Call of Duty, Rocket League, League of Legends will be coming up soon. So we like to have fun. We believe in working hard. We also like to set things up so students can have fun as well. So one great thing you have about our campus is it'll be very personalized. And then finally, if you would like to apply to Franklin College, we are right now. You can apply directly online. We're test optional. And you can apply, you can scan either of these scans here. You can apply now, or you can visit our campus. But thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Franklin College. Up next, we have University of St. Francis.
Are we started? There we
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicolina. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at the University of St. Francis. Thank you for taking a little bit of time to join in with us today. Just to touch a little bit on who we are, the University of St. Francis is a small Catholic university located about 35 miles outside of Chicago in Joliet, Illinois. We do have 3 different campuses in Joliet, which is really cool because it gives you that big school feel within a small school. So we have a campus strictly for nursing students, we have a main campus, and then we have one for art students as well as history and political science. We do have shuttles that go to each campus. So if you live on main campus, if you go to main campus, you can go to and from. So again, gives you that big school feel in a small school. We do have only a total of about 1,700 undergraduate students. So that means that your classes are going to be really small as they're coming in as a freshman, or if you come in as a transfer, really, really small class sizes because we are such a small school. Typically, it's about 14:1 in terms of class sizes for faculty to student ratio. And then your biggest class size is probably only going to be about 20 students. So what that means for you as a student is you really get to know your faculty members, you really get to know your peers, which ultimately leads to developing better relationships. So that way, by the time you graduate, you really get to know everyone in your program really well. And that can translate well into moving into professional field in terms of, getting letters of recommendation as well, because you have gotten to know everybody in your major so well along the way. Looking into different majors here at USF, we do have 4 top majors. They're biology, nursing, education, and business. So those are kind of the top 4 that encompass our most popular majors. If you are undecided or if you aren't sure exactly which path is right for you, our 5th most popular major is actually undeclared or undecided. So don't feel like you have to come into St. Francis knowing exactly what you want to major in, because you can figure it out along the way. Believe it or not, we actually had a student ambassador that changed their major. I think it was 4 or 5 times, and they still graduated early. So it's okay. People will change majors. So if you are undecided, that is one of our most popular programs coming in as a freshman. And then as you take your courses, we will sit down with you and figure out exactly which path is right for you in terms of career choice. So that way you're setting yourself on a correct path to go for whichever your career is leading you. We are a big commuter campus, so for those of you who are in the Joliet area, we do have a large commuter base. But for those of you, whether you live near Joliet or whether you live out of state, we do have residence halls on campus, so you can reside on campus, whether you live close to campus or whether you live out of state. So it's really nice because you get to touch a lot of different options in terms of living on campus, meeting different people, and then coming in to explore your different options as a student. For those of you who are student athletes right now, we do have 23 different athletic teams on campus, and we are NAIA division. So for those of you who are familiar with the NCAA in terms of divisions, and the NAIA kind of falls in between Division 2 and 3. What that means for you as a student is, for whichever sports you're interested in, if you do want to play in college, you can receive an athletic scholarship that will stack on top of any academic scholarship you might receive. Some of the sports that we have are football, soccer, baseball, softball. We have bowling as well. So we do have a couple of other options as well. So if you are looking into attending St. Francis and you are in athletics, or you want to join athletics, we do have options in terms of different scholarships as well. One of the cool things about our application is we have recently gone test optional. So for those of you who have applied, are considering applying, we do have 2 different styles for applying. We have our test optional application, which essentially would just have you send in the application itself. And then from there, your admissions counselor would take a look at your GPA as well as other factors within your transcripts to see where you would fall in terms of admission and scholarships. If you've taken the SAT or the ACT and you do want to use that for your admissions process, we do have a separate process for coming in with your test score. Either one will work, so you're not limited to one option or the other. And then the nice thing about our application is we don't have any deadlines for any of our programs. So if you are deciding that you wanted to apply, or if you're looking into different schools and you find us later on, we don't have any deadlines. So essentially you can apply the week before school starts and we can still get you in. So we're really going to work with you to make sure that you can get in on time and make sure that we have everything all set for you. For once you start the application process itself, we do actually, one of our things that we're really proud of is 100% of our incoming freshmen receive financial assistance, whether that is coming in for academic scholarship, whether that means that you are receiving institutional aid. 100% of our freshmen do receive some sort of financial help. So that's something we're really proud of in terms of helping our students transition from high school to college and making sure we can get everything set up to where they're comfortable at. For the students that are kind of, again, undecided, we do have those different majors. And then you don't have any, again, deadlines for talking to us. So you can always feel free to say, hey, Nikki, hey, Eric, hey, my admissions counselor, I'm really kind of deciding between these two programs. Can you help me? Can you help me, determine what would be best in terms of financial aid options? Because we do work with you so closely, we can tell you what the options would be for financial aid for majors. So that would really help you in terms of helping or making sure that you are on the right path. For those of you who have applied or are considering applying, we do have a couple of different options for visiting. I'll go ahead and put my information in the chat. That way, if you have any questions in terms of visit options for a virtual tour or for a in-person tour, as well as a virtual meeting with myself, I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. That way, if you have any further questions, you could always feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So that's just kind of an intro to St. Francis. I'm going to pass it along to the next school and I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you, St. Francis. Up next, we have Purdue University. And again, students feel free to directly ask any questions to schools via the Q&A at the bottom of your screen.
Hi, everyone. I am Faye Eichner. I am the Senior Admissions Director at Purdue University Northwest. Purdue University Northwest, or PNW as we call ourselves, is a four-year public state university in the state of Indiana. We are part of the Purdue University system, but we are our own school. In saying that, we want to make sure that you know that Purdue University Northwest, PNW, we have two campuses. So we have two different locations for our school. We have our Hammond campus, which is about 25-30 minutes from downtown Chicago on a good day driving. And then we have our Westville campus, which is about maybe 15 miles from the Indiana Dunes National Park. So it has more of a rural feel to it, and you can take any of our majors, participate in any of our activities, our clubs, our sports at either of our campuses. You only can live on our Hammond campus, but I will let you know about our housing a little bit later on. So at PNW, we are considered a medium-sized campus because we have about 10,000 undergraduate students. So we have 70 different areas of studies that you can choose from. And then we have 98% of our freshmen that come in are full-time students, and we represent about 47 different countries. But we also have what we call about 20% is Latinx, so we have what we call a Rising Hispanic Serving Institution, and we also have about 11% African American and 8% Asian American. So that's some of our numbers because we like to let all of our students know we have a little bit of a diversity, quite a bit actually, because we have a lot of our cultural programs, which are doing an excellent job as far as making sure that our retention rates stay high. Our cultural programs do have about a 92% retention rate from freshman till sophomore year for all of our brother to brother and our sister to sister programs. So we're very, very, very excited about that. So that is just one of our many 100 different organizations that you can take part in if you're on our Hammond or our West Bend campus at PNW. We also have a 12-to-1 student teacher faculty ratio. So you give a smaller type of classroom that you'll be able to partake in. Now, so for our application process, we want to make sure that you guys know, like I said, we're a state school, so we are on rolling admissions for mostly all of our majors except for nursing. So what that means is that we're going to take applications all the way throughout past the May 1st deadline. We like you to do it sooner rather than later, but that does mean we will take them throughout the summer. So with that being said, with our nursing, we do have a February 1st deadline for that major only because it's highly competitive. You got to go before the review board and a lot of different other steps, but they have extended that just for this moment. So you want to make sure that if you're looking at nursing, you still have a time to take advantage of that. We are not on Common App. We're not on Coalition App. Our application is only at www.pnw.edu. It only takes 5 to 10 minutes to do our app. We only need your official transcripts sent through like Parchment or Naviance, however your school has it set up right now. We don't need you to report that on the application for us. Just go ahead and send those in. And then there's a $25 non-refundable application fee unless you have a fee waiver. And so if you get free or reduced lunch, or you say have an SAT or an IACAC waiver, you are eligible for a fee waiver at our school. Personal statements are not required, they are optional, but if you know that there's something you need me to know besides just looking at the numbers and the letters on your transcript, then go ahead and write that personal statement so we get a little bit more knowledge of things you would like for us to know. So I want you guys to also make sure to know that we are test optional this year. We do not have that as a requirement. If you do have a test score and you want to turn it in, that's great. If you do not, it's not going to prevent you from being admitted or even looked at for some of our scholarships. Now, our tuition for PNW students for out of state is $11,523 for the full academic year. That will be for all of our full-time students that come in 12 credit hours to 18 credit hours from the minimum to max. If you take within that tuition rate will not change. Down there at the bottom, guys, you'll see personal expenses, books and supplies, loan fees. Those are what we call indirect costs. You do not have to pay that to attend our university. Those costs will come into play, but we want you to keep it in mind. But the cost you have to pay us is the direct cost, and that would be tuition and fees. At our school, it's not mandatory for you guys to live on campus, but if you do decide that you want to live on campus, then that would be a direct cost, and that would be an additional $5,707. But we have great apartment style living, so you would have your own private bedroom. You would get to choose between a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, or 2-bedroom, 1-bath furnished apartment with living room, kitchen, and dining room shared spaces. So there are a lot of perks and qualities for that, but we do understand that times are different. So if you guys can't afford or you don't want to live on campus, you don't have to worry about living on campus. But know that that $5,707 is for the full academic year. Again, like I said, with the tuition and fees, and it will be all inclusive of all of your utilities, your Wi-Fi and things of that matter. We do also have free printing in our computer labs in there, and so it's a lot of perks. We also are part of the NCAA Division II, GILEAC, Great Lakes International and Intercollegiate Athletic Conference with 15 of our sports. Excuse me, guys, I'm so tongue-tied. And then we also have introduced esports as one of those sports this year. So again, I am Faye Eichner. If you guys have any questions, that's my information there. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Purdue. Last but not least, we have University of Tennessee.
I'm here. I'm so sorry. I went to share my screen before and then it wouldn't let me see myself. Okay, here we go. Share. Okay, can we all see the screen? All right. So yeah, I'm Courtney from the University of Tennessee, and we are located in Knoxville, Tennessee. And now my screen is not progressing. There we go. So we are located in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we consider ourselves a nature-loving, artsy kind of town. And that is so genuine to what we are. So we are less than 45 minutes away from the Great Smoky Mountains, which is the #1 visited national park in the United States. Our campus is located right along the Tennessee River. In fact, Neyland Stadium is along the river, and the Vol Navy, that we call them, line up their boats to support our athletics events. So it's a really cool setting down in Knoxville. Tons of hiking trails, greenways as well. So if you're not an outdoorsy person, you probably will become one, but there's tons of opportunities to get involved outdoors and in nature. And then we have a vibrant and historic downtown region as well. So cool little downtown area, not far from campus. We have a trolley system that's complimentary to students, so you can hop on that. It is walkable, definitely bikeable. So definitely things to do when you're not studying. And we have a lively food and music scene as well. So tons of stuff to do and get involved in. So now a little bit more about the university itself. So we are Tennessee's flagship institution, and we were founded in 1794. We are the first university west of the Appalachian Divide, the first public university. So something you'll hear a lot of is traditions at Tennessee, and we are the Tennessee Volunteers, and we take a lot of pride in that, in service above self and service to others. So that's one thing we do look in our applicants is service opportunities, volunteerism, extracurricular involvement, and that's something as a volunteer, as a UT student, you will have the opportunity to partake in that as well. We are Research 1 Carnegie classification, so that's top tier research, is very attainable at UT and something that we really strive for and do. And some of the stats come up next year are kind of highlight that as well. We have the most Goldwater scholars in the nation this year. We also have the UT Space Institute, so tons of opportunities for students. We've produced about 10, I think it is, astronauts. So definitely opportunities arise, you know, sky's the limit, right? And then we co-manage the Oak Ridge National Laboratory. So about 30 minutes from our campus is the Oak Ridge National Laboratory. So that is a national lab that UT co-manages. We are one of less than 10 universities that has that privilege. So again, going back to that Research 1 classification, lots of hands-on opportunities for our students at UT. We are Division 1, part of the SEC athletics. We have over 24,000 undergraduate students, over 450 student organizations to get involved in, and over 360 majors. So there's definitely something that you can find, whether it be to study, to get involved in, to be active at UT. And I should have clicked a little bit sooner, but there's definitely information. So the building you see there is Ayers Hall, and that is kind of the fountainhead of the university, kind of one of the first buildings of UT. And it's still not progressing, I'm so sorry. So let me talk a little bit, I think this is my next slide if it ever comes up, but we have 9 colleges through the University of Tennessee. So our first one is the Herbert College of Agriculture. So that's going to be animal science, our pre-vet program, student vet program, that's going to be there. So the College of Agriculture is very popular and very well known. Let's see here, we've got the College of Arts and Sciences. That's going to be our largest college. And that's going to be kind of the catch-all for everything that isn't in a particular college. So we've got your psychology, neuroscience, our School of Music is housed in the College of Arts and Sciences, mathematics, statistics, pre-law, pre-med, all of those programs are going to be found in our College of Arts and Sciences. And then we have our Haslam College of Business, very well known at UT. Of course, that's going to have all of our business programs. That program, that college themselves, very hands-on, very much so involved in getting students exposure, internships, opportunities, capstone projects, things like that. So lots of opportunities within the College of Business. We've got our Tickle College of Engineering, probably our most well-known college at UT. And with the Tickle College of Engineering, we're most well-known for nuclear engineering, and we're actually building a new facility that should open up this fall, I believe. But we've got aerospace, we've got a lot of different opportunities for engineering if you're interested. I'll talk about that in a minute, so let me jump back to that. But we have our College of Nursing, which is a competitive program. That's a direct admit, very popular, very competitive. We exceed NCLEX pass rates. So that's a very popular program at UT. And then we have our College of Social Work, which is just that houses our social work department. So that is a also very hands-on program. They're a small, intimate program, but there's a lot to offer within that college. And then our other college is College of Architecture and Design, and that's going to house architecture, graphic design, interior architecture. We do have a landscape architecture as well. So a few of our colleges have separate admissions processes. That's going to include the College of Engineering, Tickle College of Engineering, the College of Architecture and Design, and then our College of Nursing. So those all have specific deadlines and extra criteria when applying. So if you're interested in any of those programs, make sure that you're really paying attention to those dates. I apologize that this is not advancing. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, so there's, apparently I just need to click at 20 minutes before I'm ready to talk about it. So there's colleges there. Let's click ahead. College of Communication Information, that's our last college. I knew I missed one. And journalism, electronic media, public relations. Public relations is nationally ranked, very popular. So you'll see that. And then College of Health and Human Sciences. So we are self-reported. You can self-report your academic grades and transcript. We have a $50 fee. Again, we look at volunteer experience, high school rigor when reviewing the application. We are early action, and we have regular admission by December 15th. So strongly encourage you to apply then to reach all scholarship opportunities. And I know I'm running out of time now, and I so apologize that my slides didn't work. You are allowed to visit. We are open to visitors. And there's my contact information. So since my slides stopped, please feel free to reach out. That's my cell. Feel free to text or call. Thanks so much.
Thank you, University of Tennessee. At this time, we do have a couple more minutes left before our session ends. So I would like to ask an open question to all of our panelists at this time. And we will go in the order that our presenters spoke. So the question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we will begin with WPI.
Thank you. So the biggest advice that I would give is definitely when you're looking at a college to look at the virtual program specifically right now that they're offering. A lot of schools have upped the amount of things that they're offering virtually. So though you may not be able to visit campuses right now physically due to COVID, definitely look at what they're offering because there are some amazing programs that these different colleges are offering to students. So definitely look at the website.
Thank you. Up next, John Wood Community College.
Yeah, I would just recommend look at a big picture, look at a lot of different schools. You want to know, you want to get a well-rounded view of what type of colleges are out there. You want to find the best fit for you. I'll say that you want to make sure that you understand that student loans are a real thing. And a big way to eliminate student loan debt is to reduce it from the start. Because those do cost money. I'm not saying other schools are bad or that you're not going to be able to go to another school for affordable rate, but just know that school does cost money and you can get through it debt free if you do some research and ask people for help. Us admissions advisors, we're here to help you get to your goals and we want you to be successful down the road. So thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Franklin College.
Yeah, my advice for any student or that someone who's in the search process in regards to college is to be as informed as possible. I meet with a lot of students who make a decision about a university, but I find out on the back end that they really don't know a whole lot about the campus. So as quickly and as soon as you can, I would visit as many campuses as you can to help with your decision-making process and play hardball in regard to your financial aid. This is your investment. And so I would ask a lot of questions about if there are other scholarships that are available and ask for cost comparisons.
University of St. Francis.
My biggest piece of advice, honestly, would just be to enjoy the process. I know whether you're a junior or a senior in high school, the process of looking for a college can sometimes be kind of daunting. It can be kind of scary because you're trying to think of what is my best option for me? How do I know which college is my best choice? And I know sometimes it's a lot of information coming at you all at once. But just kind of on the flip side, I would say just enjoy it. This is, one of the first real decisions you're going to make as an adult student. This is the school that you're going to make your home for the next couple of years. And when it comes to what is right for you and your family, only you will know what the best choice is. So just kind of look at all of your options, visit a big school, a small school, and just see which one feels most like you. Enjoy the process with your parents, with your friends. So take it seriously. So focus on different school options, financial aid, look at all that stuff too. But just take a step back and enjoy the process because you're only going to get to go through it once. So that would be my biggest advice, just to kind of see the fun side of it too. So that way you have some good while going along with the stress of looking for a college. So it's fun when as long as you make it fun. So just look at the positive sides of everything.
Thank you. Up next, Purdue University Northwest.
Thank you, Cal. So for our seniors right now, I know a lot of you guys have probably already been admitted. So if you have, you really should be looking at the financial choice that you would have on the table, guys. You have to learn the terminology of gap and make sure that it's something that you can afford. Sometimes our first choice isn't affordable. So we want to make sure that you guys are making sure that you're looking at a school that you actually can attend. For my juniors and my younger students, and also the seniors too, make sure you're talking to the admissions counselors at each school individually that you're looking at, because each school is different. We do have a variety of different things we look at, the different things that we go through. So if you're confused or on where to go or what to do, that is your point person at each school, and that's what we're there for.
Thank you. And lastly, University of Tennessee.
Hopefully I can figure this out, right? I don't have a PowerPoint for this one. So I would say my advice would be get organized, and a big one would be deadlines. So like a lot of us have talked about costs. So like look for scholarship deadlines. I've got a lot of students emailing me now, like, can I still apply for scholarships? That was back in December. So you're going to be applying for a lot of schools. Get organized, make a chart, whatever you need to do. But just know when your timelines are, when your deadlines are, list your schools and stay organized. That's my advice.
All right, so that concludes our session for this evening. Give me a second here. Thank you to all the panelists and students. And as you guys exit out of this session, you will be presented with a survey. Please complete it, and your feedback is greatly appreciated. You will find this recording available on our website, strivescan.com/Illinois. And thank you again. Have a great evening.